You, how y'all doing? As you know, it's Tuesday, not Wednesday, but Tuesday, and this is the pre-show. We got a very interesting show. All my first 22 episodes been all about football, right? Well, we're gonna change that. Uh, just waiting for one of my co-hosts, so I'm just gonna tell him. Hold on for a minute. Oh shoot. Anyway, just get everything set up, and hopefully I have some co-hosts, anything like that. Hopefully, if not, I'll wing this as best as I can because it is a conversation I don't really know much about, but it has been talked about since Sunday. I think it was since Sunday. I woke up to it, but then I get the true understanding of it. So we definitely gotta see or understand what's going on here. And I've seen a lot of takes on it. I'm not gonna talk about it because it's the pre-show. We'll wait to the show. Um, Also, again, if you're watching on Facebook, hit hit like and follow the Facebook page, Mr. Attention Getter, which is the Self Made Podcast Facebook page. Also, give me some stars, man. I'm just learning this shit. I can get some stars on here. If you on YouTube, always like, share, and subscribe. Um, and we will be building that with content of self-made gaming, also being co-hosts on other podcasts, pretty much making the YouTube page a network. So that's fun. I'm right now. I'm just sharing. You can't see me right now, but I'm just sharing and making sure everything's lined up. We'll be starting in 2.5 minutes. Oh, hold on. Okay. I'm right now just sharing. Yeah, see, I am. See my voice. Um, yes, we're gonna talk about news. We got two new hires. One is a defense coordinator. One is an offense coordinator. It's not. I don't really have much to say about the Pro Bowl games, except for I will give a score out and say how disappointed I am with it because I am. I'm old school. When it comes to All-Star games, and yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. And then, of course, what's happening this week? We got NFL honors. We got, of course, the big one, the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Eagles. Um, oh shoot, what I'm doing? Okay. Um, yeah. So hopefully I have a co-host here. Hopefully, and if not, again I'll wing it and try to talk my shit. And in other news, where is my groups? Oh, there we go. There we go. Still saying it. Oh, what is going on? I am not liking what y'all doing. I try to have a show here, and I can't invite nobody. Damn it! Trying to invite people. Let's see if I can do this again. It says block recent requests. Requests do not comply with. Oh my god. So I don't know. I guess I'm doing this show on my own tonight. I don't know what else to do. Mm. Anyway, so let's do this like Brutus, and let's start the show. See you on a bit.
camera, action, it's game day. We're diving into stories here, what did they say? Enforcer's got the mic, and he's ready to play. Football dreams we're here to convey. From the training camps to the big night glow, discussing stats, making the passion flow. Every single tackle, every touchdown go. In this podcast world, we steal the show. Self-made, yeah, we own the field. Echoes of the crowd, every win's revealed. Football's the battle, it's more than a game. Join us on this ride, let's ignite the flame. Draft day dreams, players rise and fall. Every underdog story, we're giving the call. Strategies and highlights, we'll break down it all. With Enforcer on the beat, we're having the ball. So grab your headphones, let's kick it right. Together we'll unravel the Friday night hype. With laughter and insights, we're taking flight. On the Self-Made Podcast, the future is bright. Talking football all year, that's our creed. With every episode, together we lead. Self-Made Podcast, planted like a seed. In the world of the game, we'll always succeed. Self-made, yeah, we own the field. Echoes of the crowd, every win's revealed. Football's the battle, it's more than a game. Join us on this ride, let's ignite the flame. Self-made, yeah, we own the field. Echoes of the crowd, every win's revealed. Football's the battle, it's more than a game. Join us on this ride, let's ignite the flame. Draft day, we own the field. Echoes of the crowd, every win's revealed. Football's the battle, it's more than a game. Join us on this ride, let's ignite the flame. Join the Self-Made Podcast, the future is bright. With Enforcer on the beat, we're having a ball. Draft day dreams, players rise and fall. Every underdog story, we're giving the call. Strategies and highlights, we'll break down it all. With Enforcer on the beat, we're having a ball. So grab your headphones, let's kick it right. Together we'll unravel the Friday night hype. With laughter and insights, we're taking flight. On the Self-Made Podcast, the future is bright. Talking football all year, that's our creed. With every episode, together we lead. Self-Made Podcast, planted like a seed. In the world of the game, we'll always succeed. Join us.
Yeah, I'm here. The link right there, as you see it, that is where the merch at. You go there, you see this wonderful design right here and stuff like that. Now, after all the fucking bullshit, I finally got my partner here. We got all the shit out the way. I don't have to do this shit alone because there's some things I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about on this one, and he's gonna help me out. Welcome, my brother, back. D Money.
What's going on, bro? Man, you know I got the lowdown on all this shit.
Oh man, so you know what? Fuck it, let's get with it. Sports news is the first segment. Here you go. We got the Cowboys got a defensive coordinator. I don't know what help is gonna do. But what you think?
I'm gonna keep it funky. Suits are supposed to just be coordinators, but they do such a good job as coordinators that they end up getting head coaching jobs that they shouldn't have got. But they're great coordinators, defensively and offensively. Perfect example, Norv Turner, one of the best offensive coordinators on the planet. He's just not a good head coach. You know, Eberflus is a horrible head coach, but he can draw up a good defense. So he's not a bad hire for their defensive coordinator. And then on top of that, he got head coaching experience. So he'll be able to help that dickhead that they hired for the head coaching job.
Right. Well, sweet. You was not one who would announce that. How do you feel about him? About homeboy becoming head coach of the Cowboys?
That was one of those Jerry Jones moves. He's a yes man. He gonna do anything Jerry tell him to do. Jerry tell him to jump. He gonna ask how high you want me to go, boss.
So we went from defense to, I guess you wanted to say he finally won a national championship, but now he's back in the NFL. Chip Kelly is the offensive coordinator for the Raiders.
Chip Kelly is a good offensive coordinator. I wouldn't let him be a head coach either, but he can come up with some offensive plays. The problem with him and that team, they don't have any pieces on offense. They don't have a running game. Like you got a third down back at running back and Madison. The
Right.
other kid, Zaire White, that you thought was gonna replace Brandon Jacobs. I mean, replace Josh Jacobs. He didn't do shit. He was trash this year.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
they got a lot of work. Outside of Bowers, they have nothing to brag about, except for maybe Jacoby Myers. He's pretty solid, but is Jacoby Myers the number one right now? I think Jacoby Myers would be an amazing two, but I can't see him being their number one target.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Next one. I really have much to say except for this is not the Pro Bowl that I grew up watching.
Bro,
Now
I
it's
would never turn that shit on as long as I live.
I
They
didn't.
they they disrespected that game so bad.
And don't get me wrong, the skills play, yeah, that's for the weekend. But when it comes to the actual game, put some pads on. Let's go.
Ain't nobody even trying to play D, bro. They just letting them run right by him.
It's like the All-Star game, the basketball game.
Yeah, it's horrible, bro. This shit is
Horrible.
pathetic. They need to just cancel that shit.
Get
If you're not
cancel it.
gonna take it, if you're not gonna take it back to Hawaii and put some pads on, I'm not watching that shit.
Exactly. Exactly.
It
Here we go.
was horrific.
I hope you got the seatbelt because I want to hear this shit. I woke up Sunday morning to this shit. Let's start with this one. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is Thursday. This was happening Thursday, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm in a rush because I want to talk about this shit.
I
This is
can't wait
sports
for
talk.
that.
Oh yeah. So who's your MVP?
Josh is gonna get it,
Okay. I mean,
and and this is the fucked up part about the MVP. There's no, it's now whoever they want to have it to get it. It's not about any particular criteria, because if you're gonna give it to the best player this year, you're gonna give it to Joe Burrow. If you're
yeah.
gonna give it to the person who had the best record, you're gonna give it to Mahomes. And so like Josh and neither Josh or Lamar technically deserve it if you're going to go off for those criteria. But if you look at last year, Lamar only got it because he had the better record, but Josh had better numbers last year, and they gave it to Lamar anyway. Josh had more touchdowns, he had more everything than Lamar last year, and they gave it to Lamar last year. This
Right.
year, it's the opposite. They want Josh to get it, so they're giving it to Josh, even though Lamar had a better year.
I think people forget the key word in MVP is valuable.
Yeah.
So so if 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 Lamar would have got hurt, would they be the same team?
No, but the same thing with Josh.
I was about to say,
If Josh got hurt and they put your business, but I give it to Josh because you can't name. I mean, outside of Amari Cooper, just by name, you can't name anybody on Josh's team really, except for maybe his running back that you would have starting on your team. Like Shakir is cool, but he's not a number one receiver.
right, Coleman.
Matt Hollins, he's not. He's like a number four on any good team. Um, the tight ends are solid. Kincaid can play, but after that one rookie year he hasn't really done shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if you look at what Josh Allen has done with what he's done it with, and then he went out and beat Lamar when it counted, they definitely gonna give it to Josh Allen.
All right. So before we get here, you know what they're going to announce? They're going to announce the class of 2025 Hall of Fame. It's a touchy
Oh
subject
boy.
because you know who my team is.
It ain't a touchy subject. You
Yes,
know
it's
that
a
nigga
touchy
don't.
subject.
All right, listen. That nigga can get in, but if they let him in as a first ballot Hall of Fame, they are shitting on the Hall of Fame. Now, don't get me wrong. The nigga gonna get in because he got 2 rings.
Yeah.
But bro, you done led the NFL in turnovers multiple years. Like your numbers outside of passing, I mean, you got 1 million passing yards because you played for a long time. Never
Right.
missed a game except for that one game they didn't let you start. You
Right.
know what I mean? I give him credit for certain things, but bruh, he's never been elite.
Except for
Never
one
been
season.
elite.
One season.
No, he wasn't elite that year
One season.
either.
I'm
He
gonna give him one season. And listen again. before people was like, "Oh, you're saying that because you're a Giant fan?" No, because he gave me many heart attacks. Okay,
I'm not saying he doesn't. His name alone will get him in. I'm just saying first ballot.
Yeah,
Yo, they wild with that first ballot. I can't.
It's plenty of times.
They happen. They love him because he beat Brady twice.
Yeah.
Like that's really his claim to fame. I beat Brady in the biggest game of the season twice.
I mean, like this is my argument with this. Not even an argument, because I agree with you saying, because I said it many times. He's not a first ballot. He is a Hall of Famer. He's not a first ballot. But I always say this: Joe Nathan for the Jets got in the Hall of Fame because of that guarantee Super Bowl. Nothing else. Most of the time in Hall of Fame is like more of an impact thing than what you did for your whole career. And then at the same time, the different argument to flip that coin, it is what you did in the impact, except for like a Dan Marino, retired as an all-time leader in all the quarterback stats, but he didn't get that Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
But he's still a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
like Dan's numbers was crazy.
Oh, Dan was
like
changed the game.
Eli's numbers, he got a lot of passing yards because he played for a long time. I give him that. He got a lot of passing yards.
Yeah.
But if you really, he had a lot of bad seasons, like a lot of them compared to the 2 Super Bowl runs. Like even with the like did they ever, his entire career, did they ever win the NFC? Like, I mean,
the
like,
NFC East?
Yeah, like the NFC East, was they like, how many times did he win the NFC East?
He won the NFC East 3 times.
Out of how many years?
Well, you also listen.
I'm asking, I really don't know. I'm trying to figure this out.
But I'm gonna be real about it. You gotta remember, at this time, this is when the NFC East was actually not bad.
It was a problem. It was good back then.
You had the Cowboys up there, like Romo, but you know who Romo was. You had the Eagles with McNabb, then Vic.
Then RG3 came through for a couple years for the Redskins.
So it was a nest up there. So
it wasn't easy.
Yeah, making the playoffs if you didn't win the division was even good enough.
Has he ever had an all pro nod?
Just I told you, just twice. And one was the one he won the Super Bowl.
Hold on, all pro or Pro Bowl? Because you know those are 2 different things. He made all pro?
All pro.
Okay.
I'm not saying, again, we gonna agree with this one. He's not first ballot. He's not. So if he do get in, I might have to agree with Cam Newton on his.
That's all I'm not saying totally trash or nothing like that. I was never really a fan, but I will give credit where credit is due. I think he should and will get in the Hall of Fame. I just don't believe that he should be first ballot. That's all I'm saying. I do think he deserves it, because two Super Bowl rings ain't easy shit. Look at players that were better than him that didn't accomplish 2 Super Bowl rings. Aaron Rodgers still only sitting on 1. Brett Favre sitting on 1. Like, there's players that were way better than him. Yeah, there's players that were way more talented than him that only got 1 ring. Now, granted, he had some pretty good team. He had a pretty good team around him in terms of the defense was lights out. That NASCAR package was nothing to laugh at. Them boys was monsters, you know. But like I said, I'll give him the Hall of Fame. I just can't give him that first ballot. Yeah, that nigga was a monster. He gotta get in ASAP.
No.
Like Patrick Willis, all the way. First ballot. And he didn't even play that. He only played 8 seasons. But what he did in those 8 seasons, But what he did in those 8 seasons ain't never been done. Like he led the league in tackles like almost every year.
That's another argument I got, because people with the quarterback position is a whole different thing.
It's way different. It's a way different. It's way different structure to it in terms of how they grading it.
Right.
You know.
I don't like. I think that's another reason why everybody go watch the NFL honors because they want to see they go actually pull the trigger
They
on that.
want to see who's going to get the MVP. And like I said, Lamar has better numbers and technically deserves it more than Josh. But Josh is going to get it just because he had more wins than Lamar. And then you got to think about Lamar's resume this year. You lost to the Raiders. You lost to the Browns. Like, you lost to some trash teams that you should have destroyed.
Should
So I
destroy.
think that's going to weigh a little bit in on it too. And then they also taken away from Lamar because they saying Derrick Henry had 1,900 yards.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So you got if you they trying to say now like if Derrick Henry wasn't there and Lamar did the numbers he did, he would definitely win it. But they
Oh
saying
yeah.
because you had more help than you had way more like let's keep it all way funky. Before this season started, we all had Josh Allen in the midst of the playoffs. We ain't
Yes
had
sir.
him doing nothing. What you done got rid of Stephon Diggs, you got rid of Davis, you got rid of most of your offensive weapons. Now you're relying on your third string wide receiver to be your number one. You're relying on a rookie draft pick to come out and do some things. And that you know the Bills are kicking themselves in the ass because
Man,
a
right
few
now.
years think about it. A few years ago, you traded with Kansas City and they moved up in your spot and got Mahomes. Then last year you trade. Then this draft you let them trade up again and get a
It's
homeboy
worthy.
that's been killing it. Worthy been
Right.
killing it for him the last few games.
Right.
So you are single handedly making them a contender
Keep them.
every
Oh no
year.
no. Keeping them on the damn mountaintop. They see
And
y'all.
that's the team that keeps knocking your dumb ass out. But you put them in the position they in.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
you
That's
gotta you
crazy.
gotta be honest though. If you think about it, when they let them move up to get Mahomes, they weren't rivals. They were just both in the AFC, but they weren't rivals then. So
No.
they didn't know that this would turn into a rivalry. They didn't know this would turn into the new Brady and Peyton Manning.
Right. And
They didn't see
the
that
thing
coming.
about it, you parallel it, but it's a little different. Is like you knew what you was getting out of Mahomes. You didn't know what you was getting out of Josh. Like no one didn't know
Well,
that Josh
with
was that
Josh,
good.
you know what's crazy? You know what made Josh good? Brian Daboll. Before Brian Daboll got his hands on Josh, was one read and run. One read and run.
Yeah.
That's all he did. One read and run, and then he'd run for 150 yards a game.
Mm-mm.
Dable turned him into a passer, and then Joe Brady now is helping him refine it by the play calling. But Dable got his hands on Josh and turned him into a player. That's why I like you guys having Dable. I just can't stand your GM. And to be honest with you, your GM did some fuckboy shit that
Oh yeah.
nobody really paid attention to. And I'm not even talking about
Oh
the
no 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 no.
what he did with Barkley was intentional. And it
It's
wasn't intentional towards Barkley. It was
it's
intentional towards your owners.
it's three things he did. That's one of them. But the other thing is we had in the draft we had an opportunity to get Dan. We had an opportunity to get Jaden.
Yeah.
And he didn't take it. We
Well,
had an
that wasn't
opportunity.
it. You got to think about this. He didn't want to sign Daniel. He didn't want to give Daniel 40 million a year. Is what I'm trying to say.
I don't
He
know.
didn't want to give him that. The owner stepped in and took over the negotiations and personally signed Daniel Jones. So him letting Saquon go was a fuck you to the owners, showing them this is what happens when you take over my negotiations and kick me to the side and do your own thing.
And look
This
now.
is what's gonna happen to the team. But
And
I
look
mean,
now.
let's keep it funky. Saquon wouldn't have had this type of season if he was with the Giants because they would have put 8 in the box for most games and stopped all of that shit. And they don't have the outside weapons or the quarterback that's gonna take off like Hurts. So they didn't have the offensive line that the Eagles have either. So he
Oh
did
hell
his numbers
no. Hell no.
because of the team that he was on.
I
You
mean,
know,
if Barkley would have stayed on, he probably would have. He probably still would have been 1,000 yard, but that would have been a tough
Oh,
thousand
he would
yard
have
run.
definitely been 1,000 yard rusher. You can't stop that with him. But
No.
and I think the my problem is they should have built the team around him. Period.
Yep. Yep.
But for some reason they didn't want to do that because I guess he had his injury history and all of that shit. But he was a giant to the bone.
I
Like
mean, listen,
he wanted to be there. He loved being there. He's from Jersey. He played in Jersey. Like he loved that shit.
bro.
And
I
I
got
think that's the reason he chose the Eagles because he wanted to be close.
yeah. I got bro. The Super Bowl. This I don't have an Eagles jersey. I will not wear an Eagles jersey, by the way. But I got
Oh,
my Barkley jersey. Not my Barkley
no,
jersey.
I got people that I root for on different teams. Like I won't wear their team colors. Like Mahomes. I got his college jersey. I won't
Oh
wear
man,
his Chiefs jersey because I'm not a Chiefs fan. But I'm a
exactly.
Mahomes fan, so I'll wear
Right,
his college jersey.
right.
Tom Brady. I ain't a Patriots fan. I'm a big Tom Michigan fan.
You're a fucking
So
Michigan fan. So
so I got Tom Brady's Michigan jersey. You
hold on,
know,
bro.
so
Hold on, bro. We got my boy been waiting in the back. I know, I know. You like the video? You got the picture on, bro? We scared to show you your Captain America shield. We all good. This is my boy from the wrestling world. My man, they call him Mid South. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
All right,
what's
you came in at a
happening?
good time. This my bro right here, D Money. D Money, that's Mid South. We talk about wrestling all the time, but we ain't gonna talk wrestling right now. We gonna get off Snoop Dogg for a minute. We gonna talk about NBA. We said this
Oh,
sports
let's
news.
do it.
We said sports news, and this was the big shit from Sunday. Bam! This trade. I'm gonna start. I know you want. I know you got a lot to say, D. I'm gonna let Miss South. Miss South, what you gotta say about this trade right here, bro?
Man, I could not believe it. I'm a Laker fan. I've been a Laker fan my entire life. I grew up hating Jordan,
Woo! Jesus.
but man, I don't know, man. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I still don't believe it happened. Um, I can see both sides of the coin when it comes to whether it was a good thing for the Mavericks and whether it's a good thing for the Lakers. Obviously, for the Lakers, it's for the future. Uh, but man, the trade didn't make no sense. Now, balancing it out, throwing in Christie and one first round draft pick, all that stuff, that's all minutia to me. I can't believe they got rid of the dude.
Mm. So,
Makes no sense to me. 25
so,
years old,
wait, how old is Luke? Luka?
25.
Luca 25.
That nigga like he's
20,
36.
And
Luca is
remember,
25.
he been playing professional since he was 14. That's why he look old.
God
Yep.
damn.
That's why he was NBA ready as soon as he got there.
So this is so I'm trying to catch up with it. D, I'm gonna let you go next. I'm trying to catch up with it with the situation of they didn't want to Dallas. I'm talking about they didn't want to pay the max deal. And am I hearing that right? They didn't want to pay him max in his contract.
They let personal shit get in the way of business. Apparently the stories is getting out now that they wasn't getting along with Luca and all this other shit. Now they want to tarnish his image by talking about he was out of shape. He's dropping 30-9 in the playoffs every year. Only person that had better numbers than him is Jordan. I don't give a fuck how fat he is.
Right.
I mean, if you look at Joker, Joker is the most out of shape white guy you've ever seen in your life. And he balls every night. So all that out of shape shit don't mean nothing. They just using that as an excuse. They didn't like his attitude. He wasn't getting along with them. They wasn't getting along with him. And they decided to ship him. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
So
Just
now,
just trying to justify the trade. That's all. That's the only reason why all that's getting
Exactly.
out. They trying to justify it. Yep.
so how did the Jazz get in this situation?
That was an accident, and Danny Ainge is pissed about it because he didn't know that this was the trade that he was facilitating. He put out an article yesterday talking about that. He said he hates the Lakers with a passion because of his
Yes, you do.
Celtics days. He
Yes,
said
you
he'd
do.
have never helped them get no goddamn Luca. He said he was mad as shit once he found out about it afterwards.
Oh my goodness. So all right. So Miss South, you did say this helps. the Lakers for the future. What about the
Yeah.
Mavs? Does this help the Mavs now, or this also
It,
The
also?
Mavs are ready to go now. They can literally win. Now, obviously, OKC is a better team. Memphis might be a better team, but they got a squad now. They just acquired somebody else today. Martin from
they
Philadelphia
yeah,
used to play with
Caleb.
Miami.
They got Caleb Martin today.
Get the fuck
But
out!
Yeah,
the
so
but
so
but
this
the
this Mavericks
problem,
team could literally go ahead.
yeah, but you got to think about the problem with the Mavs. Kyrie, Kyrie gets banged up. Anthony Davis gets banged up.
Mm.
Either one of them come out of the lineup for any extended period of time, and they're fucked because both of them are injury prone. Anthony Davis not even going to be able to play until Saturday because he has abdominal strain. So
Damn.
if either one of them comes out of the lineup for an extended period of time, what you gonna do? You don't have
Ooh.
nobody on your bench that's gonna be able to step up and fill that spot. And yo, Luca was that guy. He masked a lot of problems for them. And don't get me wrong, Kyrie's a great scorer, but is Kyrie really a great point guard? Kyrie ain't never really been high on assist and effort on the defensive end and the rebounding end. Luca was going to get you 10 rebounds a night. Luca was going to get you 10 assists a night. He was going to get you 30 points a night. Kyrie was a
I
good side. Kyrie was a good sidekick, but I don't know if he's at 33 going to take over the show like he used to.
Mm. What do you guys say,
I
Mitch?
agree. I agree with everything you said. But my only pushback is Luca hurt right now. So
Yeah,
barring injury, Kyrie and Anthony Davis, barring injury, they got a legit shot because I think they in fifth right now, and it ain't gonna take
no,
them nothing to
no,
move up
no.
to
The
third.
Lakers are in fifth.
Oh, that's right, that's right, that's
I
right.
think Dallas is in like eight or nine.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
you're right, you're
So
right. I had that backwards.
they still got to fight to get in.
oh
You
they
know what
in
I
the
mean?
play-in mode.
And the teams are, and think about it. You got teams like the Spurs that just got that just got Fox. They're going to be a problem once they start to gel because they didn't have to give up nothing to get Fox but some weak ass draft picks.
Oh, wait. Thank you for reminding me because that is
You
the
know,
next one that
because
hit me off.
that move right there was a big move. And then, I mean, personally, if I was LeBron, I would leave, and it has nothing to do with the Lakers organization itself. It's the fact that the team that they currently have, they're not winning a championship with that. LeBron is only going to be around for maybe another 2 to 3 years. If I'm him, I'm thinking about trying to get another ring on my way out.
I think that one I definitely agree with. Like, dude, you did all you could do with the Lakers. You won. I don't care what anybody say. That ring fucking counts. You won.
He going on the Mount Rushmore for the Lakers. He
Oh
definitely
yeah,
going to be up
oh
there.
yeah. So you go in there. Like I said earlier, the Lakers right now is playing for the future. We're not gonna talk about this year, but let's talk about for next year. A healthy Luca and a squad, and then you probably get another person there. The Lakers will
They
be.
gotta hit on a draft pick somewhere because they don't really have the money to do nothing crazy.
Oh, they already
But
hit on their draft pick. Oh,
look at what look at what whatchamacallit is doing. Look at what the Mavs are trying to do. Caleb, they traded Quentin Grimes and a draft and a second round pick for Caleb Martin. I think Caleb Martin is a better player than Quentin Grimes. So
Mm.
they just improved there. They got PJ Washington. You got Lively coming off the bench. You got Gabbard who can play D alongside AD. So I think they improved for this year in terms of trying to contend. But you can't tell me that you're a better team without one of the top three players in the entire world on another roster.
So, what? I need y'all opinion on this one right here. This trade right here. Who got the winning position right now? Like who won this
Oh,
trade?
The Spurs is the only ones that won in this trade.
You agree? You agree on Miss Up?
I think time will tell. Likely, it appears the Spurs did get the better end of the deal. They got somebody that's ready to go right now that plays a little bit of defense and can get the ball to Wimbenyama, which is the whole point of this. which
But
means they got a starting point guard and they got a backup point guard that are both legit. So no wasted possessions. That's the most
and,
important thing in the NBA to me is no wasted possessions.
and think about it. They didn't have to give up Vassell or Johnson to get this trade done. That was the biggest part. Like you didn't have to give up neither one of your young players that are balling right now to get this trade done. So now you just added a player that can drop 25 a night, can play defense, and he can facilitate. So
Hmm.
now, I mean, you was already like on the cusp of the playoffs. I think this move definitely gets them in because the team that's only 2 games ahead of them is the Kings, and that's the team that just got weak by trading away their best player.
So my question is because again I'm very behind. What's up with Zach Levine, man? Because this dude have more
He's
damn jerseys in
he
his closets than me.
he's just hurt a lot. That's his only thing. If he's healthy, right? Well, this year he's been healthy. He's been healthy for the majority of the season, and he's averaging at least 20 points a game in the games that he's played in. So
Mm.
when he's healthy and on the court, he can play. They're just worried about him staying healthy, and that's the problem.
All right, all right. So
Zach Levine is notorious for garbage baskets, though. I like him a
Yeah,
lot, but
absolutely.
he gets the majority of his points during garbage time.
mm,
Because he's on a bad team that ain't got nothing to play for.
That's
yeah,
true too.
yeah. All right, all right. That's all I got for news. But we get to the good, the bad, the ugly of this past season,
Let,
and I'll
let's
go.
talk. Let's hit on this Miles Garrett shit real quick.
Oh, oh no. That's the last. That's the main event. We're gonna get
All
there.
right,
We're gonna
all
get
right.
there. But let's get
We're
to this.
with
We're gonna
and
start,
Cooper Cup. Like it's a lot of shit that's
bro.
about this off season gonna be one of the spiciest off season we ever had in the NFL.
It's our race spicy, and we ain't played the Super Bowl yet. But let's go with
Yeah.
the NFC. NFC. Let's talk about the good first. We gotta talk about the good. So, what is y'all good for that happened this past season of the NFC?
Jameer Gibbs has really established himself as maybe a top 5 running back in the NFL. He exploded on the scene this year.
Mm,
And I think that injury to his running mate really helped him get the ball more and go crazy. He went crazy in the playoffs. He went crazy in the regular season. He definitely stepped up as a monster. Jaden Daniels,
rookie
I
of the year.
feel sorry. I feel sorry for the NFC East, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. NFC East gonna be in trouble because them dudes got 91 million to spend. They don't have no big contracts on they books except McLaurin's contract ain't even crazy. He's getting like 20 something. Like they have no big deals that they got to worry about, no big contracts. Most of the deals that they signed last year were short-term deals and not for a lot of money, but they got some blue-collar players like Chen and Luvo and all of them dudes. Like they got a competent GM for the first time and a competent owner.
Owner. Competent
That's gonna
owner.
be some shit. Without Dan Snyder there holding them back, they might be on some shit.
I'm definitely scared for Washington. My father's a Washington fan. I gotta hear his mouth every fucking time now. Miss
Bro,
out. Miss out. What you got for me for the NFC? The
For the
good for the
entire
NFC.
the entire NFC, I'm gonna echo the same thing about Jaden Daniels. I went to LSU, so I'm a huge fan of his. I wish somehow my Saints could have got him. But it's not just Jaden Daniels, man. It's the young quarterbacks around the board. Like,
yeah.
dude, I hate the Falcons. I'm a Saints fan, but
Oh,
Michael Penix Jr.
Penix gonna
That
be
dude is
problem.
legit.
But this is my
He
thing
going
with them dumbass people. Atlanta's retarded. You gave this dude 180 million guaranteed. You could have drafted Penix just like you did and spent that money on the defense, spent that money fixing the team, the holes that you needed. But y'all gave this dumbass fool all that money and he didn't do nothing.
He fucking butt. He raped
And
their ass.
he was coming off an injury. Why would you give him that much money? 38 years old coming off an injury.
You want to know why? Because they thought Cousins was a Drew Brees kind of quarterback.
They
bro. He
thought he was
looked like
going.
it. The first
Yeah, but
6 weeks
think
of the
about it.
season, he looked like it.
He did. He looked like
They
it, and
got
then
they have some good offensive weapons. You got Bijan Robinson who they don't use properly because he should have
London,
150 yards a game and they don't give him the ball enough. You got a tight end that they barely get the ball to in
oh
Kyle Pitts. He's supposed to be dynamic. He ain't did shit since he got in the league, really, except for his rookie year. Then you got Jake London who's balling. They
yeah,
they they got pieces. They just and that's the thing. They have no defense. You have no pass rush whatsoever. Your linebackers, you got one good linebacker. You got two good safeties, but and then the boy Terrell's a great corner, but they defense ain't good.
mm,
You can't expect them to hold up if they got to cover for 10 minutes while your pass rush not getting home.
that's true. That's true. And
remember,
this happened.
remember now, they just got a new coach, so I think Atlanta is fixing their issues. I hate to
I
say
hope
it
so.
because again, I'm a
Yeah,
Saints
they
fan and
got
we
time.
we hate the Falcons, but yeah,
We'll,
Raheem Morris is
see.
doing a good job.
We'll see. We'll see. One thing I'm not going to do is doubt Raheem. He got a defensive mind, but we said this earlier. When you're a good coordinator,
Yeah,
it don't match up to your head coach. And this
but
is second head coach.
Raheem didn't get a fair shake. No black coach is gonna get a fair shake coming out.
That,
Let's put it on the table. When
yes,
Raheem
sir.
came out, he only got 1 year because he didn't have success. But they're not putting him in position to succeed.
Exactly.
Like they
Yeah.
like look at Pierce with the Raiders. You ain't he's not a who the fuck was his quarterbacks, and you wanted him to win some games. Not to mention you're in a division with Patrick Mahomes,
And
and
look
you
what they
put
did to
this
Mayo.
trash on the field and expected him to win. Who's the other dude that got
Mayo.
fired after
Mayo.
1 year? Yeah, Mayo got fired. Him, I was surprised at because they was pretty much grooming him to take over that job after Belichick left.
He was supposed to have it, right? If whatever the fuck his name, what didn't want it.
Vrabel.
Yeah. They want because they wanted him first. But
Yeah, but
Mayo,
he was still with Tennessee.
so they wanted him first though. So
I'm not
now,
gonna lie, Vrabel is a better coach. I mean, look at Vrabel had the number one seed in the AFC with fucking Tannehill at quarterback.
yeah,
Come on,
God,
the dude can coach. The dude can coach. So I'm not mad at them picking Vrabel over Mayo, but the way they did it was some sucker shit because you never gave him a fair shot. You got Drake, you drafted Drake May. And to be honest with you, and I'm gonna keep it funky, the boy Milton that's sitting on the bench is better than Drake May.
yes,
Because
yes,
now the reports came out today that they want to trade Milton and they think they could get a third round pick for him. If Milton goes to a team like the Giants or any of these teams that's looking for a quarterback, he's gonna light shit up. The
yes.
kid can play.
Aaron, Aaron Glenn better look into that.
Listen.
That kid can play. If, like all these teams being thirsty for these number one picks and all of that, bro, I would take Milton in a heartbeat. The kid
That
can
game,
ball.
that last game, he found the Patriots fans was mad, but he said, "Listen, I don't get to play that much, and that was my
He
first
wasn't
time
going out
playing."
there to stink it up. He was gonna go out there and
Hell
ball.
no, hell no. He did what he had to do, and
Because
he looked good too.
he started at Michigan. We kept him, but McCarthy beat him out in training camp. So he ended up transferring. He went to Tennessee and put up some numbers in Tennessee.
Bro.
And then he went to the combine and put up numbers. That's why I was kind of surprised he didn't go a lot higher than he did. And the Patriots didn't need a quarterback when they drafted him. So I was kind of shocked that they drafted him as well. But I was looking at them drafting him kind of like a RG3 and Kirk Cousins
Yep.
situation where you got the quarterback you want, but you got the quarterback you like also.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why they ended up picking him up. But I love Milton. And I think he will ball out if somebody trades for him and starts him.
I'm telling you.
And he's
So,
not going to cost you no money because he's a 6th round pick.
oh God, and he's still in his rookie contract. So there you
He's
go.
1 year into his rookie deal, so you're gonna have him for free for 3 years.
So we talked about some good. What about some bad? Some
A
NFC
whole
bad.
lot of bad. First of all, I'll punch McCaffrey in his face if he ever goes on the cover of Madden again. Everybody knows you can't escape that fucking curse. What's wrong with this motherfucker? Nobody can escape that curse. Never go on the cover of Madden.
Oh
That
my
shit is
goodness.
you can't get away from it.
He was already hurt. He was already hurt before he
Nah,
even.
man, Madden got his ass.
Mm-mm.
Madden got him. See,
But
now the bad thing about the Niners, we had a lot of injuries. Shanahan did a horrible coaching job this year. Like I'm the worst critic on my own team. Shanahan did a fucked up coaching job this year.
mm,
They should have been cut the kicker and found somebody else. Even though I love Moody. Moody was the best kicker in college history, and now he has no confidence in the NFL,
that's bad. That's bad.
none whatsoever.
Miss
But
out.
the Niners are in a great position for next season because you're gonna have a fourth place schedule. So you're playing all the bad teams that are picking in the top in the draft. You're playing all the bad teams next year. And then the two divisions we playing are the AFC South and the NFC South. So you got a lot of winnable games in that. So that's the only good part to that. But they was banged up and looked horrible. I mean,
Mm-mm.
looked horrible this season. Cowboys are the Cowboys. We're gonna leave that at that.
Yep. Not much to
Because
say.
outside of CeeDee Lamb, you have nothing on offense.
We not Stephen A. Smith over here. We're not gonna say
The
much.
The Ravens are still stupid and refuse to go and get a number one receiver.
Mm.
I'll never understand that shit. They refuse to go get a number one receiver, and that's why they're gonna keep losing because you refuse to give him what he needs. You can run you're always gonna have the number one the running game in the NFL, but you just refuse to get that man the number one receiver. Zay Flowers is not a number one receiver.
He's a slot to me.
Exactly.
He's a
He is
slot.
not your number one. He will not take over a game. He might have one great 100-yard game in the whole season. He is not a number one.
Hold on for me. Hold on for me. Miss out. What you got? What's your bad? What's the NFC conference?
It has to be my Saints. I have to start with my Saints because we look like world breakers, world beaters. First two games of the season, we whooped Carolina, and then I went to the game at Dallas. We went there and whooped the hell out of the Cowboys on their home turf. And then there come the injuries. Same with San Francisco. We lost
Yeah.
7 in a row. We fired our coach.
Mm.
We started trading players, unloading. So now we're probably in as close to rebuilding as you can get. So I'm expecting a lot of turnover before next season.
What do you think y'all gonna do about Derek Carr? You keeping him or letting him go?
We have no choice. We have no cap space. If we cut Derek Carr, we lose more money than we gain.
Mm.
Yeah. So if
We're
that's the case,
trapped.
you gotta draft somebody that can outplay him.
Yeah,
Because I was about to say y'all backup. He like that's the dude for Oklahoma, right?
Oh, he
yeah,
was
but went to
bad.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Bro, I was when he played, I was betting on him to go under 200 yards every game, and he never let me down. That shit was bad. He would not let me down, and it's crazy because I liked him. I liked him at Oklahoma. I didn't like him as
Same.
much in South Carolina, but when he was in Oklahoma, he was a Heisman candidate at one point. He just
Right.
had
That's true.
his season didn't pan out the way it should have. But I thought he was going to come into the league and be a steal when he went to the Saints. I thought he was going to be the future of the
But
team. And at the quarterback position, if he just got. But you know what the problem is, and most people don't realize it? 90% of the players can only succeed in a system that's good for them. You got 10% of the NFL that's absolutely elite, and they can play in any system, they can play anywhere
right.
and just win. And then 90% of everybody else, they need look at perfect example. Sam Darnold. On the Jets, trash. Panthers, trash. Go to the Vikings, he gets with O'Connell. O'Connell plays to his strengths and calls plays to his strength. The man goes 15-2 or 14-3 or
Yeah.
whatever they did. You dig?
Pro
So
Bowl.
once you in the right system, once you get put in that right system, it can take you to another level.
So I've got a slight pushback on that because I talk to people about this a lot, especially with young quarterbacks.
Yeah,
There's two things you got to look at here. One of them is learning the or knowing the playbook, learning the playbook. Another one is perfecting and owning the playbook. So you can go in there and you can learn all the plays, but you still don't technically know the playbook. You don't know where you're.
yeah. I got what you're saying because you broke up. You broke up. I got what you're saying though. Like
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And then
it's,
another thing with the young quarterbacks, they don't really give them time to develop. They push them out
it,
there and want them to be great now because
exactly
you have the Jaden Daniels and you have the CJ Strouds of the league. But
right.
everybody's not built like them dudes.
Just like the
Like some
situation,
people need time.
just like the situation we had this year when we had pretty much four rookie quarterbacks and they
And
throw them in the
almost
wood,
all of them went to the playoffs. Bo Nix playoffs, Jaden Daniels playoffs. Like these dudes came out and performed.
except for Williams. Well, Williams to me,
Williams Williams
Williams to
needs to
me.
be in the right system.
Wait. Williams to me, he started getting it too late.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's got it yet. I don't want to really say this about him. I don't think he took this season as serious as he should have. I don't think he's out there like I watched him play a lot and I wasn't impressed. Like when you watch him play and you watch Jaden Daniels play, it's two completely different worlds.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
But he was supposed. Jaden Daniels wasn't the one that was supposed to be this transcending talent and take the league over by storm and all of that shit. That was supposed to be Caleb.
yeah.
You dig?
You know,
Like I've watched, but this is my problem with him and their analysis on him because I watched him in college when he played against those big teams. When he played Notre Dame, 4 picks, 5 picks. When he played against teams with tough defenses, he just turned the ball over recklessly.
I think like you just like when I watched him last year in college, not his Heisman year. His Heisman year, they didn't see that coming. But
Yeah,
his the last year, he just looks
I was not
soft.
impressed.
He looks
His
soft
la his la he got drafted because of that Heisman year. He didn't get drafted because of his
because of
full
that.
body of work. He
Right.
got drafted because of that Heisman year. He balled out that Heisman year, and that's what everybody going on for. But when I look at him in the NFL, I don't see that Heisman quarterback.
Mm.
I don't see that game.
So
Bro, look at the weapons he just had. Now, granted, he had an idiot, dumbass coaching staff. You never got
oh, is that me? Signal?
to have a rookie quarterback or an older quarterback running the ball is your best friend. They
Right.
never ran the ball. Like Swift would get like 50 yards a game because they wouldn't give him the ball. And
And
that
I don't
was the
understand
first
that.
free agent they went and got.
I don't
That
understand
was
that.
the one that they wanted so bad is they couldn't get Saquon. That was the one they wanted so bad, but you never give them the ball. That made
Saquon
no
said that.
sense.
And Saquon just said, I didn't know that. Saquon just said that in the
And
press. He's like,
technically,
I
if you
gave this
look
coach
at the
to there.
receivers Washington got compared to the receiving core that Caleb got, Caleb should have threw for 5,000 yards this year.
Whew.
If you gave Jaden Daniels them same receivers that Caleb had this year, man, please. He might be in the Super Bowl.
Probably DJ Moore, Mr. Allen himself. So we pretty much said the ugly also about the NFC. There you go. There go my damn shield. I was wondering where my
I made
shield
it
is
home.
at. So
I made it home.
all right, so we talking about the AFC. You pretty much said the AFC. I think you said the bad part. But what was the good part
Yeah, it's.
in the
I
in the
mean,
AFC for
next
y'all?
year is going to be fun to watch. It's going to be a lot going on in the off season. There's going to be a lot more people like that Cooper Cup trade. They
See,
try and get rid of Cooper Cup.
I see where this
It's
going.
going to
You
be a
itching.
lot of people getting moved in this off season that we didn't see coming.
I see you itching. You itching. You want to talk about this shit. You
I'm
try
so
to
tired of hearing about Jimmy Butler.
you itching about this. So before we get there, we know what's happening Sunday. We got the rematch. Chiefs, Eagles. We saw the jerseys. We saw everything. But this man don't
I
want to
think
wait. So
he
let's get to the
frozen.
main event. Let's get to the main event. You don't want to wait. Here it is. Early 2025 predictions. But before we go to that one, we're gonna have a whole bunch. But this is what you want to talk about: trade rumors. Trade rumors. And I didn't know this until last night. And bro, when I say I didn't know this until last night, I had to find out about this during wrestling. About Myles Garrett didn't want to be in Cleveland no more. What's going on? Is he? I mean, of course, if I was in Cleveland, I'd be tired of losing. So
8 seasons. It's as simple as that. He wants to win.
All right, now I can hear you guys.
Okay, you hear me? You hear?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So Myles Garrett wants to be out of Cleveland. The Rams are talking about trading.
Y'all ready for the Celtics and Cavaliers game tonight?
Oh, you talking? Who? Me? No, I'm not watching that. I'll probably watch it later though.
I can see y'all.
What's I see Wilson also in the trade rumor. All right, Wilson is in the trade.
I didn't. This is news to me on Garrett Wilson. I didn't know he was trade bait right now. They thinking about trading him.
That's kind of weird, but
they need to be trading Aaron Rodgers to get him out of there.
All right,
I hear you. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I can hear you now too. Perfect.
Okay, so
yeah, we got to trades.
Yeah, because this is weird, especially the Rams want to trade a Triple Crown winner. I understand he got injured. But
it's not about the injury. I think he hasn't been the same since the injury because if you look at his numbers, he's only averaging like 50 yards a game.
I think it's more about pay because they got Puka Nacua on money,
but I'm sure he would take
on a rookie deal.
Who?
I think he would take a pay cut.
They got Puka on a rookie deal still?
Yeah, Puka's on a rookie deal. And Puka only been in the league 2 years.
And he's better. That's the thing people are missing. He's better than Cooper Kupp.
And he got, what did they take him in, like the 3rd or 4th round?
Yep. Yeah, I believe it was 4th round.
So he don't cost them no money. They remember they trying to go cheap but productive. Like they hitting on a lot of draft picks right now.
They are. They are.
You know? They're hitting on a lot of draft picks. Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, like these dudes wasn't supposed to be
late round picks.
That's right. Yeah, I did. I like who the fuck is Williams? And that motherfucker.
I think he played for Notre Dame. He came in balling. He came balling.
How the fuck I didn't know that shit?
Yeah. Bro, he was last year. If he didn't get hurt, I think he was number 2 last year in rushing yards and touchdowns behind McCaffrey.
Wow.
And he missed a couple of games for injury. That kid he's nice. If you're a gambling man and you bet on prop bets, take him for anytime touchdown almost every game.
Damn it. He's like what Acre was for the Chargers.
Exactly.
That's what he's like. But is it any other trades that we need to talk about or
well, I don't know if the Jets are gonna change this trade that Garrett kid. I don't see that really happening. He's just mad because he feels slighted because they were so happy to get Devontae Adams. And that's another name you gotta watch out for this offseason. Devontae probably ain't gonna stay in New York.
So I think the biggest one for me is Derrick Henry.
But I think they signed him for 2 years.
1 year deal?
1 year deal, $9 million, I believe.
Okay.
So damn. Will Baltimore re-sign him?
Oh, absolutely.
They better.
1,900 yards. I think he liked it there. Yeah, but my question is, where else would he? Lamar made his job easy for him to run, and he made Lamar's job easy for Lamar to run and for Lamar to throw. So, because they have to come down and respect the run more than they have to respect the pass, and that's why Lamar had so much success throwing the ball this year, because Henry was there, and they really had to respect that run game now.
All career highs. He had all career highs this year. Passing yards, passing touchdowns.
I'm hearing Cooper Cup might go to the Colts. I'm hearing the Colts are in on Cup.
Yeah. Hell.
If they
Don't
gonna
like
I
it.
do,
think if I'm Cup, I try to go to the Niners or I try to go to the Packers because they run the same offense. Or
I
the Saints because Kubiak came from the Niners.
I
QB, there ain't no guarantee that QB gonna be around. We don't have a coach.
I like him with the Packers.
We don't
Yeah,
have a
he would fit good with the Packers. But Jordan Love, see, all off season they was on Jordan Love's dick talking about how amazing he was gonna be this year and how the Packers are gonna be the best team in the NFC. Y'all let that recency, that bias fool y'all. That shit don't mean nothing. You can have one good year and then fall off the next year.
Oh, they were still a playoff team though, and he was injured.
Yeah, but
So
they wasn't. They wasn't. He got paid off of a 6 game stretch. Like it wasn't even like he
hey,
showed them a lot. He got paid big off of a 6 game stretch.
he whooped them Cowboys. So I would have paid him
Speaking,
too.
and he had us on the ropes.
I'm shit.
Ooh. Yeah, oh
He
yeah,
had the
y'all should have.
Niners on the
Yeah,
ropes.
they should have beat San Francisco that year.
Shit, that's another big topic. How much do you pay Purdy? Because if you look, he's had a better but this is the thing people keep forgetting about Purdy. Purdy's only been a starter for 2 years. They treat they
Full
treating him
start.
like they treating him like he's been in the league 10 years. He's been a starter for 2 years. He's a seventh round pick that's still learning the game. But since we've had success and we went to the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship and all that shit, they treating him like they expect every great thing for him to do every great thing and be super elite.
You
He's
you
still learning.
but this is the NFL. When you make it to these hot spots, conference championship, Super
Yeah,
Bowl, they expect you to
but
do
this
that
but
every
this is
year.
but this is the thing in terms of paying him. He's had in these 2 years, he's got more playoff wins than Lamar. He's got more playoff wins than Herbert, Love, Tua, like all these dudes that just got these big contracts. He's had more success than them. So do you have to pay him more than you pay them? Or do you give him a reasonable contract for a seventh round pick?
Reasonable contract.
That's his
That,
agent.
Not
that's up
no,
to the agent if the agent gonna accept that or not. If
but
you look
but
at Brady, look at Brady. Brady never asked for the max. He always gave the team flexibility to bring in a good team around him.
that's because Brady. One thing Brady knew, like at first, he was a system quarterback because he won his first three because of the defense and managing. Nobody want to say that because once he got Randy Moss, that's when all these record breaking numbers and all this stuff happened.
But you can't really say that, Clem. You think about it. Who the fuck was Amendola? Who the fuck was Edelman? Like he made these people into studs. Like they was nobody before they got with Brady and got in that system.
I mean, right? Because
So
let's go.
you gotta give him credit for that. Because Amendola, I followed Amendola's career. There was one game where Amendola was kicking. He was in Miami. He played receiver. He played backup quarterback. He played punter and field goal kicker all in one game. All in one game. I knew about Amendola, but he wasn't like that before he got to the Patriots.
I remember he got cut. He got cut by the Cowboys.
So would you rather have Brock Purdy or Trevor Lawrence?
Purdy.
Brock Purdy.
Out of the
I'm not
two.
a Trevor Lawrence fan. I think he had a good career at Clemson and he looked decent in Clemson, but they just gave him the reins to the NFL like he was just the best thing ever. And
Can't miss.
before he could prove it. And now that he's in the league, he hasn't proved shit and he's had good teams around him. So it's not like they just throwing him to the wolves and expect him to make some bums around him good. Like he's had some receivers, he's had some good running backs. Like they even went and got his running back out of college for him. Like
Yeah.
they tried to put
He
pieces
drafted.
around him and he still hasn't done anything.
They got. Let's see. How many years he been in? 4 or 5.
I think this is fifth.
Fifth year. You got
Already has his contract.
one playoff
One
appearance,
playoff appearance,
one division title. That's
and they
about it.
try and he's in a weak division. This was remember he was in a division that didn't have C.J. Stroud and the Texans looking good yet. The Titans, the Colts, like these teams wasn't doing nothing. Like he should have ran away with that division his whole career since he's been in the league.
Right.
And I'd still rather have him than Brock Purdy.
Why? What does he do that Purdy doesn't? All right, let me ask you this.
I'm talking about in San Francisco.
It's San Francisco.
In
I
San
don't
Francisco.
know. I don't know. Purdy fits the system. I don't know if Lawrence fits the system. But then again, it's hard to say what Lawrence would do with that.
Right.
I think
all I'm saying is I can't justify Brock Purdy getting the max, becoming the top.
I don't see that happening. I don't think that's gonna happen. Because remember, like I said, he's only played 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
He technically 2.5, because that first year where he hurt his elbow, that doesn't count as a year that he started because he only played what 5 or 6 games.
He played 6 games, and he pretty much led y'all to the the division.
We went he balled out of nowhere. Nobody saw that shit coming. I knew him because I watched him in Iowa State. So I knew who he was when we drafted him. But when we drafted him, I said, why the fuck are we drafting him? Because at the time we didn't need a quarterback. So at the time we just drafted Lance and we still had Jimmy. And we was debating what we was gonna do with Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's another situation because
I don't think Purdy deserves I'm not gonna say he doesn't deserve the max. I don't think he should get the max.
Right.
I think he's had more success than all the people that just got paid big money, but I don't think he should get the max because the biggest thing. All right, so the biggest problem with grading Purdy is the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo is trash, and he took this same team to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's gonna say it's the system, but the difference between Purdy and Jimmy Garoppolo, Purdy personal numbers, he took that same system and he turned it into his own and almost won MVP. If he didn't get the shit beat out of him on Christmas night against the Ravens, he might have won MVP that year.
Shit.
If he would have came out and lit the Ravens up that night, he would have won MVP. He was the leading candidate for MVP, and Christian McCaffrey was number 2.
Mm-hmm.
They got the score in that game though.
So we got the shit beat out of us in that game. I mean, destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So now we talked about the trades and the possibilities. Speaking of possibilities, we got predictions. Now we got the 2 teams that's in the Super Bowl right now, which is Kansas City and the Eagles. Do we see them repeating this, or it's going to be a new sheriff in town on each conference?
Kansas City, yes. I think, and this isn't me being a homer or a fan. I think the Niners take the NFC next year, and the only reason I say that is because they're going to get everybody back healthy. They got a little bit of cap. They got like $50 million in cap space. They have the easiest schedule in the NFL, which they've never had that before. Not while they have this caliber of players on the team. If you think about it, they was missing like 15, 20 starters throughout the season. You know what I mean? So you're getting back a healthy Ayuk, a healthy Christian McCaffrey. You see what those backup running backs did when McCaffrey was out. They did great. You got 10 draft picks, with 7 of them are in the first 4 rounds, because we ended up getting a draft pick. We got a compensatory pick because Sam Darnold had a good year. We got a 4th round pick just because Sam Darnold had a good year and we let him walk.
Jeez.
So they got a 1st, a 2nd, 2/3, and 3/4 with John Lynch at GM. That's gonna be nasty. That's nasty work,
man.
So I think with the easy schedule and the team that they're gonna put out there, I think that's gonna catapult them to, and that's the only reason. I'm not saying the NFC is trash or anything like that. I'm just saying that easy ass schedule, like they play no offense, they play the Giants, I think the Browns, like they play all the 4th place teams. The Panthers.
I'll tell you my biased opinion. I'm gonna always take the Saints and the Ravens. That's with complete bias. If I'm
what's your unbiased?
My unbiased, I think Baltimore is finally going to put it together. So I'll keep that one in the East, and in the West.
I keep saying the same thing, and they ain't did it yet.
AFC in the NFC. I really believe, especially when we were talking earlier, we said the cap space. I really believe it's going to end up being Washington.
I think it's going to be between. A lot of people don't realize this, but the Eagles are about to lose a bunch of niggas.
Yep.
The Eagles with cap space in the contracts because, like, a bunch of stuff is about to balloon. The AJ contract is going to balloon. Devontae Smith contract is going to balloon. Like, they backloaded a lot of these contracts that are going to really go crazy next year. So they got to do something this year with the team that they got because that team isn't going to be available to them after this year. Not everybody. There's going to be a bunch of spots that they're going to have to put rookies in there to fill the void.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not picking the Ravens no more.
I lost faith.
Last year was their time. And I think that because that defense last year was just fucking different. Like, you couldn't do shit on that defense last year. They had pass rushers, they had linebackers, they had corners and safeties. Everybody was doing their thing. But with success also comes free agency. And teams are going to come after those players heavy.
Well, listen,
and that's what ended up happening with them. They lost a bunch of pieces on that defense last year.
They struggled.
Yeah, they struggled for most of the season.
I'm not going to be. I can't be biased. My team sucks. So, but
Giants.
Oh yeah,
your team needs to get rid of the GM. Y'all get rid of the GM and tell the owner to shut the fuck up and don't get involved. And they might be all right because you got some pieces that I like. You got a number 1 receiver and a number 2 receiver, and Robinson. You got Robinson and you got Robinson and you got Neighbors. So you're in a good position at wide receiver, and neither one of them are making no money. They both on rookie deals still.
LSU.
I like that kid Tracy at running back.
Oh yeah, that was a fine.
Tracy at running back.
That was a fine.
He's a great receiver. He's a fast ass running back. I like Tracy a lot.
Or the Giants a quarterback away though.
No.
You
need an O line.
You need an O line, and the Giants defense are suspect.
Donovan Mitchell just dunked on Porzingis.
Of course he did.
Yeah, I mean crazy too.
The Giants defense are suspect, as you can see. Even when we got an all pro
secondary.
Well, even when we got an all pro in Dexter Lawrence, you need more. The Giants are known for pass rushing, historically speaking.
Well,
you need more than one fucking pass rusher.
But you got Thibodeau and Burns, so that shouldn't be. Thibodeau doesn't have the motor. He doesn't have the mental motor. That's Thibodeau's biggest problem. He doesn't have the mental motor. Thibodeau takes off too many plays in too many games. He'll come in one game and have 5 sacks, and the next 4 games have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have, but he was like that in Oregon, and they knew that when they drafted him.
We need we need a line as that's been the fucking kryptonite for I don't know how many years now. You need probably another pass rusher.
Now let me ask both of y'all this: and for your first round pick, where you guys are picking at,
Oh
who
Lord,
do you guys want the most? What player do you think your franchise should draft with their first round pick?
Truth be told, I wish we can get into that top 3 or 4 and draft Shador, but I'm hoping that Carter falls
What number
some
do
kind
you
of way.
guys pick at?
what's
I
y'all got?
believe we're at 9.
You're talking about the pass rusher, right? From Penn State,
Yeah,
I think it
Penn State.
is.
Yep.
What about you?
Shit, I already had this debate, and I hurt people's feelings. I said I didn't want Shador, but I want Cam. I want Cam for Miami.
Friend of mine,
If
friend
we
of
go get a
mine keeps
quarterback,
fighting me on that too.
if we go get a quarterback, and I like Shador. I like I like the Sanders family. Period. But I watch more of Cam, and like this dude, like he's like you just said earlier. If you put him in the right system, and Brian is known for bringing the best out of a quarterback that got the athletic the ability, the ability that Cam got, just like Josh
Yeah,
had,
but y'all biggest problem is y'all have never drafted a black quarterback.
and that's my problem, and
And
that's why I say in my
I'm
video,
not sure, because even when y'all drafted Daniel Jones, Haskins was the better pro
bro,
prospect.
bro.
Haskins was the top pro prospect,
You
and they took Jones anyway.
you remember me that night, that draft night, how I was fucking
Yeah,
cursing up,
they don't
bro.
like drafting black quarterbacks.
This
That's the only thing, and I think that's the reason that they gave up that number one pick, because they didn't want to trade back and look bad, because they didn't take Shador, they didn't take Cam number one or number two. So I think that's why they let that number one pick slide, because they had no reason to win any of them games. Me personally, even if I wasn't drafting them out, I had the number one pick just so I could trade back and get more picks, because that would have set you up for the future. Because you're not one pick away from being a contender.
no, hell no.
Now, don't get me wrong. You could bring in a quarterback that could change shit up and have I'm not gonna say have a Jaden Daniels type of season, because that was the best rookie quarterback season of all time. But with those pieces that you have on offense, you get a quarterback that's a running quarterback. That could help with the O line, because Jaden Daniels' O line is trash in real life. Them niggas is trash. But the fact that he runs the ball so many times in the game, it masks their ineptitude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it makes them look like they can do a better job than they're doing, because he's running the ball and taking the pressure off of them.
I do.
Shador Sanders is twofold though.
Yeah.
One, he played in a pro style offense his last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And
He's NFL.
he's been trained by an NFL player his whole life.
That's right. He's pro ready. Second thing is he's box office. No offense
Yep.
to Cam, but Shador Sanders in New York? In New York?
And
Deion
that's
Sanders talking about New York?
and that's the
He
and that's the
fits
confusion.
New York. He can handle New York.
Well, that's the confusing part, because it was a time where he didn't want to come into that bowl game. He
When he
wore
was
those
out
damn cleats, and I was like, "Oh, now you want to come?" And then he came out in an interview. He said he was talking about how neighbors, how neighbors is this and that, and then just not this long ago, the Shrine game, he gonna call talking about, yeah, I'm gonna feel real comfortable playing the Cowboys. Like, oh,
Did
come on,
you
bro.
did you see the video of him working out with Malik neighbors?
Yes,
They were playing catch, throwing
they
the
playing
ball.
catch in Times Square.
Yeah.
So
So who knows?
who knows? But then again, like we got that damn GM named Joe, and the Giants historically, the one time they drafted the black quarterback was in the freaking fourth round. Oh no, sorry, the sixth round, which was Andre Woodson from Kentucky. That's it.
They did have old boy on their roster for a long time. What's old boy name that's backing up Aaron Rodgers right now?
Oh, T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor.
No, not Tyrod Taylor. Oh yeah, Tyrod Taylor.
And the fact that he's the first black quarterback to win a game, starting quarterback to win a game for the Giants at the whole 99 years, 100 years. Yeah, they
That's
will make
crazy,
history.
especially to be in New York.
Right, they'll make history if they draft either one of them. Either one of them.
Yeah.
But that GM, he's very suspect to me, especially after seeing hard knocks and what he did. I'm like, yo, you you set us back, bro. You set us back.
You know who I want to draft?
Who y'all got? What's your number?
We're number 11. I'm hoping Mason Graham fall to us.
Ooh,
really? I would love to have that D tackle because they said we're going to release Hargraves.
Is that the dude from Michigan?
The D tackle from Michigan. Ooh. Right now he's the number 3. He's the number 3 player in the nation. I was looking at the rankings earlier today. He's number 3 in the nation. Yo, now talk to me for a second about Travis Hunter. Talk to me about Travis Hunter. Listen, he's an amazing athlete and college player.
Right.
But even in college, he's not the number 1 receiver in college, and he's not the number 1 cornerback in college. Because the number 1 cornerback is Will Johnson from Michigan. The number 1 receiver is that kid from what school did kid go to? I don't forget his name.
Okay.
No, not the Buckeyes.
Dude from Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona. You got two receivers that are way ahead of him in terms of being good receivers.
Got a question for you.
But like you said, like you said earlier, box office.
He's super box office.
So if he goes to a team, especially a team that was been sucking on ticket sales, that have been historically bad. Not saying he's gonna make the difference that they're gonna be winners, not contenders, but winners.
Mm-hmm.
I see him. They're gonna do package with him.
Right now, they got him going to the Browns.
Let's press pause for a second here because I got a question.
Okay.
If Travis Hunter just played cornerback, would he be a first-round draft pick?
That's hard to say.
I'll answer it for you. Yes, he would.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If he was just a wide receiver, he'd still likely be a first-round draft pick.
I think he's a better receiver than he is corner, though.
He'll be a late first rounder, early second rounder.
I watched every game he played, including the ones at Jackson State.
Yeah.
If that dude focused on one thing, he would be the best corner in the nation. His ball hawk skills are incredible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
rare to see. But now the question is, for a team drafting them, what are they drafting them to do?
Exactly.
Because it's never been done in the NFL where a person plays both ways. Because if that was the case, Charles Woodson would have done it.
The last person that played both ways was his head coach for a full season, Deion Sanders.
So, I mean, it's not impossible, but is a team really going to draft him to do that?
No.
They're going to have to.
No. That's why I said if they're going to draft him, I think they're going to draft him as a corner and then have him as package on offense. Again, something that they did with Deion, something they did early in the days of Charlie Woodson when he was the Raiders.
But if you're him, what do you want to do? If I'm him, I don't want to play corner. I want to play receiver. Who makes more money?
Well, this is what he needs to do. He needs to open his goddamn mouth.
I'm telling you guys, and by the way, he did do that. I'm telling you guys right now, that dude is convinced he can do both of them.
Oh, and he absolutely is, and Deion is too.
And here's the issue. Can you blame him if he goes to a team? Not. If he goes to a team and he's technically better than all of their receivers, let's say he's the second or third best receiver. He should be playing on offense. What if he's their second or third best corner? Then he should be playing on defense.
That's the issue. If I know I'm better than the top three, or if I know I'm in that top three when it comes to defense and offense, I need to play on both sides of the ball.
Well, you know what? The beauty thing about this, I used to hate. To the part, I probably still do hate preseason, but preseason will open eyes on how they go use them.
Yeah,
Whoever drafts them, preseason will open eyes on how to use them.
I can almost guarantee you. When they see him in practice,
Right.
they're gonna hold him out preseason.
That's what I'm saying.
He might play the first half of a preseason game, and that's it. One
He might
game.
start. He might be a starter.
He's
Yeah.
electric.
But
He's
we'll see.
electric all day long. He's electric. We just
I
gotta
never
see
seen
what.
it. I never seen anything like this, dude. I'm telling you. I watched Desmond Howard play wide receiver at that Heisman level in college. I watched Charles Woodson play every snap at Michigan. Charles Woodson, yes, he could play both sides of the ball, but he was nowhere near the receiver as Travis Hunter.
That's
He wasn't. Charles Woodson was not challenging somebody for a ball in college.
No. Listen, you got two Michigan fans here. We go accept that.
Charles could get open on offense. He was not challenging the best cornerback on defense for a 50-50 ball.
The only time he challenged somebody is when he's on defense.
That's right. Yeah,
when
he's
on
defense.
When he's on offense, and we're talking about Charles Woodson here. Charles Woodson knows all the cheat codes to separate himself from a corner. So you'll never see him go for a 50-50 against a corner, but you damn sure see him go 50-50 for that interception.
Yeah. But Travis Hunter did it all.
So Travis Hunter,
he ran every route in the route tree.
But
nobody does that.
But this is my thing. This is my thing, and I need people to understand this. You got to separate college from NFL. You're talking about grown ass men here that is playing for their own reasons,
and the competition that he's going to be going against. Like them schools he played against in college, they all right.
I'm with you when he gets to like year 5 or year 6, but in his first 3 years, at least his first contract, his body's young enough to do it.
Listen, I'm not. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if he does it.
Mm-hmm.
But like you just said, year 4, year 5, you're not gonna be playing 90% of the game. You go have to choose.
Got to dial it back then.
Yep. Right, you got to choose, and you got to choose, and you got to make the smart decision. And the smart decision to me, by that time, is receiver.
Maybe
receiver just makes more money. There's no reason to do anything else. Receivers get paid they get paid twice as much as cornerbacks do. I'm not playing receiver. I'm not playing corner. I got the Cavs and Celtics on.
Oh, he's talking to people. Yo. We want to hit that
hardest position. What's the hardest position to find in football besides quarterback?
Pass rusher.
Shut down corner.
Yeah, shut down corners.
Yeah,
they're hard to come. Yep. Superstar pass rusher like a Myles Garrett, a TJ Watt. Those don't come that easy.
Right. How many people?
I'd give them equal. A superstar pass rusher and a shutdown corner.
I'll put it to you like this. I say like this. Do a pass rusher change the what's the word?
I would take a pass rusher over a corner because a great pass rusher can make an all right corner look great.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say. Change the value of the team, the defense. Pass rusher or shut down corner?
I'd say pass rusher.
Remember, if you got 2 good pass rushers, that's great. But if you got a shutdown corner, you basically eliminated one side of the field, or at least one.
All right, now think about it like this, and this is the way I'm looking at it. The 49ers, years back, they had two niggas that I consider trash. They had Parrish, Cox, and a nigga named Culliver at cornerback. But their pass rush, they had Alden Smith, Justin Smith. They
Oh, I
had
know
the
what you're talking about.
meanest pass. They had the meanest pass rush ever.
I know what you're
These two
talking about.
niggas look like shutdown corners with those guys rushing the ball.
Right.
They look like
But
shutdown
listen,
corners. Like,
listen to what you listen to what you said though. I want to make sure you hear it though. You just named two people. I'm talking about one. Overall, I'll agree with you. Which one is more valuable? Pass rusher. But I didn't ask who's more valuable. I said which one is harder to find. Harder to
yeah,
find.
I'd
Remember,
say
there's like
shutdown corner because there's not that many shutdown corners in the league.
right,
You
there's
got
like 30 dudes. There's like 30 dudes with 10 sacks this season, every season.
speaking of shutdown corners, what happened to that kid from the Jets? He got
Oh, Sauce,
toasted this year.
Sauce, Sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he got toasted all year. He was
that's
What
because
happens
holding
when
pass
you
interference like all year.
that's
that's
what
because you freaking won rookie of the year, and you became a household name. Then you open your mouth. you open your mouth and you really not and nothing wrong with that, by the way, by
Yo,
being confident.
bro got
But
his boot smoked all year.
you had no help. You had no help. The Jets
No,
defense,
that see, you can't really say that because when Salah was there, they was the number two defense in the league. Once Salah
right?
got fired, then they fell off. But
Exactly.
the kid that the Niners are going after, the Reed kid, he still had a good year on the opposite side of Sauce, so you can't really say that. He had a great year on the opposite side of Sauce.
Maybe Sauce lost his sauce. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Shit.
bro, that shit was crazy because last year
losing does that to you.
you
Huh?
couldn't throw on him last year.
I said losing does that to you when you because I
That too.
wouldn't want to play with Rodgers.
So they didn't. They really didn't. The Jets, like you said before, Homeboy got fired. The Jets really didn't have. I mean, the Jets after he got fired, they didn't really have a pass rush.
Mm.
And so you gave.
Rogers is over with.
Oh yeah, we got. Yeah, if he do come back, God bless him. On my back. If he do come back, God bless him. But hey, we hit that time. So before we get out of here, I'd like to thank my boys for coming on. Miss South, you already know. You always
Appreciate it.
welcome. D, are you my co-host? Look. It'll tell you can't hear me. D Money, are you my co-host? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No. Come back. Come back on. Off and on. Off and on. But we're about to end this show. We're about to end this show. As always, so we go back here. The Super Bowl, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Fox. Who you going for, man? Who you going for?
I am going for the Eagles, though we got two black quarterbacks, so I don't really care who wins. I am a Saints fan, so let's go Eagles. Let's go Eagles, but I won't be mad if the Chiefs win.
I was asking you a question, sir. I was asking you a
I'm a
question, sir.
Mahomes fan.
Are you my co-host next week?
Absolutely.
All right. So
I'm a Mahomes fan, so you know who I'm going
I don't
for.
give a damn. I don't give a damn which one wins. Let's go Barkley. Let's go Barkley.
I
Let's
think
go Barkley.
Barkley will still have a good game in a losing effort. I
Hey,
mean, think about
it's
it.
his birthday.
Jalen Hurts had one of the biggest, the best in a Super Bowl performances in history and lost.
And lost. Hey, listen, Barkley, it's your birthday. You better show the fuck out. It's your birthday. Show the fuck out.
You gonna get
Before the Super Bowl, we do got honors on Thursday, also on Fox and the NFL Network. But until then, I'm your host, or one of your hosts for the evening, and for my new official co-host, D Money, and
let's get it.
my brother who always talks about the old school wrestling with me. We got the same mindset. Miss
Right.
South, thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
I'll see y'all next week. We'll be back Wednesday.
Absolutely.
All right, brothers.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.